Hello and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, we're going to review or compare two fragrances from the House of Killian, Straight to Heaven and Black Phantom. So here we have two different fragrances from the House of Killian. Killian is very popular at the moment. A lot of his fragrances are, very much loved and adored by the masses, and everyone wants a bottle for themselves. Now, I do have two of the most popular ones, which is going to be Straight to Heaven, White Cristal, and also Black Phantom, Momento de Mori. And both of these are very popular. They're both within the same range, which is the Seller's Collection. So on my left side, which is going to be your right side, I do have Straight to Heaven. This was launched in 2007, and then we have Black Phantom Momento de Morir, and this one was launched in 2017, so they have been launched 10 years apart. They're both very similar, they both have similar notes inside of them, but let's get into it to see which one is better for you. Which one do I prefer? Which one do I recommend? And if you don't care about any of that, make sure to skip to the end and still give it a thumbs up, and let's get right into it. So before we get into it with both of these, we'll kind of go through their longevity and performance. I don't think that either one of these lasts more than the other. They're both fairly poor when it comes to their longevity and performance. By the way, if you hear background noise, there are two rats that we have, running around. But that's okay. They're just puppies. Anywho, both of these have very bad performance and longevity and wear time. You're going to get anywhere from 3 to 4 hours with each one of them. And that's if you're lucky. That's if you go through the steps of, putting a nice base of a like lotion or an oil and then putting your fragrance over top. You can also buy the scented creams that they do sell for both of these on Killian's website, just so you do know if you want to layer it that way and see if that gives you a little bit better of longevity. But in my experience, both of these are not very good in that department. And so far, none of the Killian fragrances actually have wowed me when it comes to their projection or longevity. Both of these are pretty pricey. They are both 295 US dollars for 50 mils or 1.7 fluid ounces. Now, the nice thing about both of these fragrances is that you are able to buy refills for them. They do sell them on Killian's website or, at their actual, like third-party sellers like Bloomingdale's or Saks Fifth Avenue. You can take this off and then twist this guy off and you get it to come off, and there you get your refill. So both of these fragrances being part of the Seller's Collection are going to be boozy fragrances. What does that mean? Because I know people throw these terms around and you may not know what boozy means because you're new to fragrance, and that's okay. Boozy is essentially that it has a liquor type of smell, so that can be vodka, that can be rum, that can be tequila, that can be any type of alcohol or liquor type of smell. Both of these do have rum. One has Caribbean rum and the other one has a rum. What's the difference? I'm not quite sure because I think all rum is from the Caribbean. But the difference between both of them is that I believe that this one is a little bit more smoky. Straight to Heaven as a fragrance to me is very nice. It's a very unique scent. It has that beautiful rusty type of metal, type of woodsy element to it, but it also has that beautiful liqueur smell. It's like an old barrel of rum that has been aged, and you can smell the cold and humidity from the actual cellar itself. And then you have Black Phantom, which is supposed to be a little bit more dark, more mysterious, and it is that, but I believe that it's a little bit softer than actual Straight to Heaven. When you spray them both at the same time, this one itself, which is Black Phantom, tends to have a little bit more of a spicy, sweeter side to it that Straight to Heaven does not. So that's the big difference between both of them. Other than that, they're very much similar to each other. They kind of play off of each other's, vibe and energy. But I do think that Straight to Heaven is a very unique scent. The thing about Black Phantom is it's just grabbing what was so popular with Straight to Heaven and it's adding to that. It's adding some spices to it, it's adding some woody elements to it, some smoky elements to it. And because of that, it kind of falls into a mainstream category, which is going to be liked. It's going to be a fragrance that's very much adored, but it's not a unique scent, at least in my opinion. And I do think that Straight to Heaven does do it so differently that it's a very unique and groundbreaking scent, although the longevity is terrible. But the scent itself is very creative and very innovative, in my opinion. Both of these scents are considered to be unisex fragrances. It depends on who you ask, because on their website they have them listed as unisex, but they are actually listed as a masculine fragrance on Sephora's website or on other vendors' websites. And to me, yes, they're going to be a little bit more masculine in my opinion. They're more, geared towards a masculine audience. And the reason for that being is because obviously with them being the boozy, smoky, woody type of fragrances that are a little earthy as well, that's what makes it a little bit more masculine and it makes it more of a serious type of vibe. And to me, that's the difference between both of them. I think that Straight to Heaven is that young 30 to 35 age bracket, which is going to be a little bit more serious, a little bit more refined, someone that has elegance and opulence to them. But I do feel like, Phantom is a grown up version of that. So it's going to be someone that's in their 40s to 50s range, is very serious, is very sophisticated, into the nightlife. But, both of them are very different with different age categories. And I think that, Straight to Heaven falls a little bit younger and Black Phantom falls a little bit more mature. Both of these fragrances are absolutely fantastic. I think that if you actually go for either one of them, you'll be very happy. In my opinion, I really love Straight to Heaven White Crystal. It's one of my favorite scents. It dries down to be a very nice skin scent. Although the longevity and performance is absolute crap, it does stay on the skin as a very, close to contact type of scent. And I think it's a very soft and soothing fragrance. It has that woody rum element to it, which is very sexy and deep and mysterious. And I think that that's what makes this fragrance so special and so groundbreaking. Black Phantom is nice too, but it actually just grabs all of that, kind of softens the edges that are a little bit rough on Straight to Heaven and adds those sweet, spicy elements to it, which is, I guess, similar vibes. They're going for the same thing essentially. They're targeting the same audience, which makes sense. But if you do own one or the other, I wouldn't say that you're going to die without having one of these fragrances. So if you have Straight to Heaven and you're thinking about getting Black Phantom, it is nice to have both of them, sure, but at the same time, I don't think that you'll be missing out anything from this one, that you'll be missing out on that one. So do know that if you have one of these, you're probably going to like the other one, but it's not going to be super groundbreaking to where you're going to go spend $295 for a new bottle. That's just my opinion, though. You go and do what you want with your money. But I do recommend Straight to Heaven more than I do Black Phantom, unless you want the packaging. So Black Phantom has a very nice coffret, which has that skull type of look on it. It's very nice. It's very different. It's one of the more unique coffrets that Killian does offer as a brand. And if you like that, then definitely try Black Phantom. Like I said, both of them are so similar to the point where if you have one, you're not going to really need the other. But that's just my opinion, like I said. Let me know down in the comments what your guys' thoughts on these fragrances are. Do you like one over the other? Which one is your favorite? Do you hate both of them? Do you love both of them? Do you have any of them? Let me know all of that down below. Also, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more fragrance related content. And I hope to see you on the next video. Until next time.